like in that book you wrote?
He fills me with the words. You have faith that the planets revolve around the sun. Faith that the seeds become the corn we harvest.
Only because we planted those seeds.
Directed by a force that moves the universe.
Yeah.
You ought to know better, Doc. Those things will kill you.
Why do you think I do it?
Hey guys, welcome back to the ongoing retrospective here of Children of the Corn. We're a little delayed there. Usually, when we're delayed, I'll blame Trevor because he's pretty much my go-to.
Wow, so you're admitting that you pick on me? Wow. I want
No.
sympathy.
What I'm admitting on, you fuck up most of the time.
Okay, fuck.
There's a difference.
Bullshit.
Oh yeah, we can keep going. Like, what was that one? The Invisible Man. Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
We have to redo that one. But anyways, of all these podcasts we have done, Jesus, we've done a lot, over 300. I fucked up. This one's on me. So we recorded it. It was good. It was an hour and 23 minutes. And I accidentally hit record again. When that does, it deletes your entire initial recording. So it replaces it, in other words. And it's unretrievable. And I know we got some tech nerds who think, oh, it is retrievable. It's not. Trust me. I know everything about Audacity now. And I did find out how we can retrieve certain missed recordings. But when you hit record on top of a current recording, all bets are off. So that's on me. But we're getting this out tonight. It's only a couple of days delay. But sadly, we got to re-record something that we've already talked about. And sadly, it's Children of the Corn.
Deja vu. Or in this case, deja poo.
Wow. Did you have that in your pocket ready to go?
No, what poo? No. I stopped doing that.
Like a monkey.
Well, I'm not one of these people that, right, here's the thing, I'm completely sidetracking here. I'm not a dog owner, but one thing that does sort of turn me, I suppose, is watching people let their dogs go for a dump in a park or whatever, and then picking it up and putting it in a plastic bag and putting it in their pocket. I get that it's about the environment. I get that it's about, not having basically dog shit everywhere, but at the same time, would you? I mean, there is no way in the world I'm putting a dog turd in my pocket in a plastic bag or not.
This just went way out. But you got to understand, what I don't get about the dog poo thing, yeah, it's disgusting if you're walking past, if you're just a regular, walker, and some asshole let their dog take a dump, you step in it. But isn't, like, poo and shit and all that good for the ground, good for the
What,
grass,
like fertilizing the ground?
and-
Well, I'm no scientist, but what I do know is that there is no way in the world I will ever put a dog shit in my pocket.
That's why I don't get
For later on.
And that's why I love cat. That's why I love cats.
Right. Well, they're quite independent.
Yeah, they're independent, and if they pee in your house and poo in your house, right, not in the litter box, but in the corner, they're just looking at you, go, "Fuck you,
Yeah.
I own you." That's what I love about cats. Cats are just so. Dogs just, yeah. I mean, you gotta love your pet to pick up a steamy pile of shit, especially if you own like a Great Dane. Those fucking shits, you gotta be huge.
Yeah. I mean, it's never going to, I mean, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against animals. I certainly would never be cruel to an animal, but it's just, I can never see me owning one because it's dealing with the hygiene stuff, even, I'm even internally squirming whenever you're talking about a cat pissing in your house or whatever, or anything like that would just turn me. But I'm a bit OCD with cleanliness and stuff like that. Basically, the moral of the story is, if I had a dog, it could shit wherever it wanted outside of the house. I'm never going to pick it up.
There'd be a lot of protesting going on in your house then, in your neighborhood.
I don't care. It's better than me having a dog turd in my pocket.
You know what? We're talking about dogs taking shits. Well, actually, we'll bring that back into the conversation. Believe it or not, I can actually loop this in. So it goes to show you, why don't we have a dog? We never see a dog in any of these Children of the Corns, because a dog would be a good dumper, fertilization and stuff like that. Same thing with like horse manure. Oh, it's horse manure is the one they use, isn't it?
Well, yes,
Or
possibly, but there is a dog in the remake that we're going to talk about soon, the 2009 remake. Whenever they go to Caitlin, and whenever they first arrive in Caitlin, the actual town itself, there's a dog that sort of walks across the street in a very slow, sort of lazy manner.
oh yeah, that's because that poor animal has probably had to take a bunch of shits to keep those Shield and the Corn kids happy.
It's all that corn. It's all that possessed corn it's eating. And nobody there to put the
corn.
turd
It's
in
all
a
the
bag.
dumps the poor dad. It's all the poor dumps that poor animal has to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's knackered. It's no energy left.
Let's go back. Let's bring this back
Let's stop
here.
talking about
Let's,
dog shit, please.
We're here to talk Shield and the Corn 666 Isaac's Return. I don't get the 666 part. Yes, we know it's the numbers of the devil, but trust me, when you watch this film, like the last one, Isaac's a pussy and really not threatening at all. This is directed, this time out, is Carrie Skoglund. She's actually incredibly successful TV director. Good on her. We talked about in the previous podcast, and you've done it quite a few times there, Trevor, about why Dimension keeps buying the rights for these films, Hellraiser and Children of the Corn to be example. I think the reason they do it's a Corman idea. Roger Corman, we talked about Piranha and Alligator. He likes to put in rookie directors and rookie visionaries of some sort to work on his film, so he can access the situation and allow them to be bigger. Joe Dante's perfect example for Piranha. James Cameron, Piranha 2.
Sam Raimi does
John
the same
Sayles
with the new Evil Dead films. Sam Raimi and Bruce
Yeah,
Campbell.
Sam Raimi does the exact same thing with his Ghost House Productions. But I think why they did keep it, and I can respect that, is because they find young talent. We've done this podcast a few times with Children of the Corn. A lot of actors have grown and become Oscar winners and so forth within this franchise. The same thing goes for directors, and she's done really well for herself. Kudos. So I think that's what it is. They give them, here's 100K, make us Children of the Corn film, and if it does okay, it's a training tool for them, and they move on to whatever aspect of a filmmaking they want to go into. But that's why I think they have the franchise.
Yeah, it's like cutting your teeth on a Children of the Corn film, but at the same time, they want to hold on to the rights to the stories of the franchise, whatever it might be, at the same time.
I don't think they do. I understand why you would say that, dude. I don't think they give a fuck. I don't think they have the rights. They're going to keep it. It costs them nothing. They give the rights back. We'll talk about that in a moment. But in this retrospective, but no, I think
they've definitely done it with Hellraiser.
I think they use it as a college, a training tool. A perfect example. You like the Hellraiser ones, right? Our boy Scott Derrickson.
Yeah, he did the fifth
who
one.
went on to do Sinister and the Black Phones. We love Scott Derrickson on this podcast. His first film was, I believe, a Hellraiser.
It was the
film.
fifth one. Yeah, Inferno.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a bit of both possibly there. I mean, I don't know the inner workings of Dimension Films. I really don't, but I'm just basing it on what I've picked up and what I've heard over the years. But so, yeah, it looks like there's possibly a bit of both. They want to hold on to the rights, but at the same time, they will bring in an upcoming young director and, crew members and stuff and give them a shot.
All right, let's start this off with the first one. As we said, Children of the Corn, 666, Isaac's Return.
Ooh.
Oh, boy. We've got Hannah, played by Natalie Ramsey. Who gives a fuck? Zachariah, played by Gary Bullock. This is where I tell Trevor to please shut up.
Sheriff Gable from Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me in a role different from the last Children of the Corn film that he was in.
Oh. It goes to show you how talented he is when he's got no other job options but to play Zachariah, different character from the last film.
He's a jobbing actor. I don't think he totally give a shit.
He's a terrible actor.
No, he's done no wrong.
He's terrible.
Bullshit.
He's terrible.
I disagree.
He's terrible.
He's done no wrong.
He's terrible.
He's a jobbing actor.
He's terrible. Terrible. Him and Cal McLaughlin should, fire their agents.
See, now you're trying to wind me up. and it's not working.
Tom McGraw is a terrible actor.
I disagree, but you won't wind me up. I won't let you wind me up at the same time. So
you're not going to bully me. You're not.
But what I will do is I will be on the phone to Kyle straight after this podcast and say that fucker's talking about you again.
You know what Kyle will say? Trevor, you call me again, you're getting arrested.
The feds will be kicking your door up the hall.
Yeah. And then the feds will go, what's all this dog shit in Trevor's yard?
Yeah.
All right. We got Cora, played by Alex Karamze. You know, she's a working actress. She's been around for a while. We talked about her in Kindergarten Cop. She was the witness in the beginning.
Yeah.
Who saw Richard Tyson. I can't remember the villain's name.
Something to do with drugs.
Shoot her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Shoot a boyfriend, remember?
Yes.
In the mall.
That's right. Arnie is the Terminator before he becomes dipshit school teacher. Yes. Undercover, of course.
Kindernator.
Yeah. Oh, dear. It's...
Oh, that actually sounds bad. That actually sounded bad. We got Doc Michaels. God love him. This episode really obsessed me a bit because of the fact that we got two actors I really enjoy, and that's Stacy Keach. God love him. He's played Doc Michaels, and the beautiful and incredibly talented Nancy Allen, who plays Rachel. And I know she retired for a while. She was married or with Brian De Palma for years, and she. I mean, Carrie, Blowout. I mean, I could keep going. RoboCop, of course. And then, sadly, she's RoboCop 3 and then kind of retired. Actually, in all fairness, I'd retire after RoboCop 3.
It's in RoboCop 2 as well.
I know, but RoboCop 2 is good. That's why I said RoboCop 3.
We should do a RoboCop retrospective at some point.
Yeah, we will. Maybe we get Nancy Allen on.
Yeah, well, that might be a better experience for her than Children of the Corn 666. Or not, it could go either way.
We've got Isaac back, our boy, scene stealer, with our boy Courtney Gaines, who played Malachi in the original. We got Isaac, played by John Franklin. Good on him. I'd like to see him back. Unfortunately, no. I mean, good on him. Like I say, I think he's a teacher, like a high school teacher or something, between point A and point B here. And he should have stayed that way. And they let him write it. Now, I don't think he wrote this. I really think it was just a script. And Dementia goes, here's a script. You can go ahead and pepper in your Isaac theory.
The thing is...
And that's what I think happened.
The thing is, from a sort of contractual point of view, I believe he would have had to have been in the Screenwriters Guild to get that credit. But it does feel like possibly that he wrote a sort of synopsis, a general story for it, and then a sort of script doctor or a professional scriptwriter came along and worked with it. I don't know. That's what could have happened.
Well, either way, even if you're the story, there's always, when you watch films, you'll see story by, screenplay by, right? And so either way, he's in.
Yes.
So, but yeah, then you got other characters like Jake and Gabriel, who gives a fuck.
Gabriel's the top man. Gabriel's basically Poundland Fonzie, but there's a big twist.
No, it's not a fucking twist.
No, it is.
He's the kid. He's the killer.
No, that's a twist.
Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert.
He's not just a killer. He's not just your average run-of-the-mill killer. He is he who walks behind the rose.
That's right. That is, you don't see that coming, because the opening shot of the film is him lying in the ground, just close up, and his blood coming out of his mouth, and he's dead. Right there. And once we're introduced to him in the film, I knew right away, oh, he's the baddie. Or the true baddie.
Yeah. Well, it's the first time we see the proper manifestation of he who walks behind the rose.
No.
It was a bit anticlimactic.
No, because didn't Urban Harvest, when the little fucker got the jab in the chest with the Bible and the whatever it was, sickle or whatever it was.
but well, yeah, I suppose he sort of...
It's a manifestation.
It is in a way. This is a different manifestation. But yeah, he basically, in the third one, Urban Harvest, the little brat, Eli, I think he's called, he basically becomes Corn Monster. Throughput.
Corn Monster. Yeah. I actually rather see Corn Monster than this fucking ass clown that plays Gabriel. Fucking idiot. Yeah, so Hannah's got these visions, right? And she's going to find out her birth mother. She's been adopted. She's doing okay, but she wants to know who her birth mother is.
Another big twist.
And yeah. Oh no, it's not. It's not Nancy Allen.
Oh,
No way.
I know. Yeah, I mean, it is so obvious. A big twist would have been if it hadn't have been her.
Why not go that route?
I don't know.
You know, give us something else. I mean, this is lazy filmmaking, period. And I do think, and I'm going to stick by my comment I made earlier, this is Dimensions Children of the Corn and Dimensions Hellraisers. Hellraisers were actually pretty good until they got, I think 1 through 4 pretty good. And then it goes batshit crazy. And I do think what they do, it's pretty much an education process for up-and-coming filmmakers because this is sloppy, lazy, and there's no originality in this at all.
Yeah, I mean, it is sort of, it does feel half-assed, to use an American expression.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's they're going through the motions, including, I would say, all of the actors. It just feels a bit. The problem is, the big problem is there's no real dramatic tension or no real shocks or surprises. Nothing is subverted here.
Oh wow!
It's run of the mill.
You're saying there's no dramatic tension? Fuck you, man. You clearly didn't watch the scene with the shower sequence in the barn, which we're going to get to soon. It's beautiful, but we'll get to it. We're not going to jump into it now. But clearly, Trevor didn't afford it because it was too risque for him.
It's pure erotica in a carry-on sort of way. It's like I was waiting on sort of Sid James and Kenneth Williams popping up and
it's so fucking horrible.
Yeah, I mean,
the whole film. The only thing I remember is that terrible scene. But we'll definitely get to it.
The scene is basically, just to give you a heads up, it's basically like a really bad porn with no nudity.
It's like I said, was it 9.5 weeks barnyard style?
Yeah, I mean, it's trying to be erotic and all of this here and playful and all, but I mean,
I got it. No, I got it.
Go ahead.
50 Shades of Hay.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah. 50 Shades of Hay. Yeah. It's unintentionally funny, but also at the same time, like, what the fuck, dull.
So Hannah picks up Zachariah. You said the best actor of all time.
Correct. Yes.
And because he was in a David Lynch film.
Yes.
And so Zachariah, he gets picked up, and he's a Bible thumper.
Yep.
And he's like, "You ever gonna get pregnant?" Which is something you always ask when you get picked up for the first time.
And that does happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Or on the road, either way.
Well, this is it.
But and then she goes, "Well, no, I haven't thought about it. You could name your kid Samuel." Oh, okay. Thank you for that. And
it disappears.
Well, I have a choice when I want to get, want to be pregnant. No, you really don't. And she's like, huh? And then what happens, the car crashes, he disappears. And the Zachariah character, we'll jump into right away to get it over with because he's useless. He disappears. He never existed. Then he shows up above her grave. We'll get to that scene in a moment. What was the point of Zachariah? Was he just like an image or a ghost or what? He doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. But in terms of the point of the character here, it appears to fill out the runtime and also add a wee bit of it feels like that this has been they've handed in an edit of this film and the dimension have said, but there's not much happening at the start. We need a scary scene. Put a scary scene in there at the start. It does feel a bit random and thrown in maybe in post-production where they've needed something. So what is meant to be a sort of creepy scene at the start.
You got the sheriff too. After the accident, she shows up and she's a real bitch.
Yes.
To Hannah. And then, but once she gets her license, she does the whole, police car check.
Yeah.
And she realizes, and then she becomes all nice to her because
She realizes who
they
she
know
is.
that they need her. And to erect the corn, where the fuck. And
What?
so they get to the. I can't believe we're having this
Erect their
conversation.
corn.
I can't
Right,
wait.
that's an expression I didn't think I would hear today. I mean, there are
Guys.
clear erections going on here at various points. I mean, for example, Isaac, before he fell into his 19-year coma, was obviously doing quite a lot of shagging because there are suggestions here that he could have up to 3 kids. But
Well, yeah, there are, but we'll get deeper into that. Yeah, he's a player, and God love him.
he's
I mean, Jesus
he's the
Christ.
Brad Pitt of Caitlin, basically. He's a writing machine.
You know what? If that's the fucking case, I'm going to fucking Gatland. I'm going to get laid.
Right? But in the cornfields, presumably. But outdoor
Hey,
sex.
if I could have corn and biscuits and some mashed potatoes and get some yum time,
Yeah.
I'm there.
Right?
But not in the barn. Not in the barn with the cold water. That'd be terrible.
With a hose.
So, oh fuck, where are we?
Isaac's big hose.
Oh my God.
Which
What a fall
he
from
likes to
grace.
squirt at people. Oh dear, we're going to do something.
Don't. See, now
I'm talking about a hose. I'm talking about a water
You
hose.
just offended.
I'm talking about a
Our
water
audience.
hose. Stop misunderstanding me.
Yeah, I know you're innuendo. You're carry on innuendo.
Oh, matron. Yeah, anyway.
You like that? How I threw that back at you? The carry on thing?
Yes. Very good.
Hey, by the way, is any of our listeners of the U.S., we're just going way off fucking topic here all the time, but I don't give a fuck. Because this is our second time recording this fucking thing. The U.S. is 75% of our market.
Hello, US.
Thank you, U.S. So where the fuck are you assholes in the U.K., you bastards? So
They're watching Carry On
start
films.
downloading us. Yeah. This fucker mentions Carry On and Alan Partridge and fucking whatever. Nobody knows in the U.S.
Frank Spencer.
So that's the and yet our U.S. is like, what the fuck? What's that asshole talking about?
I'm
So
introducing them to
UK
new stuff and cool stuff.
Yeah, that's it. I can see it now. There's a surge in what's his name? Partridge.
Alan Partridge. Frank
There's a
Spencer.
surge in Alan Partridge fans in the U.S.
Well, thanks to me.
Boy.
So where were we? Isaac's
Oh yeah,
in
we're in the
hospital.
hospital. We meet Leach. We meet the doctor, who I don't get this because the doctor's there. I think I kind of get it because this is my second time talking about this fucking thing. So she has people there to warn Hannah, okay? And you got the crazy Ralph guy, which is
Yes.
Jake, right? And you've got the doctor who's there to kind of warn her, like, once you get the fuck out of here, you don't need to be here, yada yada yada. And Isaac just goes on, would kill everybody that fucks with him, like he did in the first one. So you realize they need the doctor in this point because Isaac's not up yet.
Yeah.
Isaac's still in a coma after, I don't know how he's alive after being the corn monster in the first one. And he looks pretty good considering he was in a coma.
And he's still wearing contact lenses for some strange reason, which are quite clearly visible.
How do you? I gotta watch it again because I don't know how people can see contact lenses.
Whenever in the scenes where he is basically still in the coma, but he hasn't quite awakened from it yet, the camera zooms in on his eyes, and he's quite clearly wearing contact lenses. Which, I mean, I am really nitpicking because there's a lot more you could sort of pick on this film about, but a coma patient wouldn't be wearing contact lenses. I mean, I am not a doctor. I'm not even a nurse. I'm a first aider. I'm actually a qualified first aider in work. Believe it or not.
No, you're not.
I am.
No, you're not. I'm
course.
sorry. If I'm listen, I'm going to tell our listening audience right now. If I'm having a heart attack, right, and I know I'm going to die, but I need that defibrillator, and I'll be okay. If I see Trevor above me holding the defibrillator, I'm just going to tell the fucker, just call it.
I would be there in my
Just
scrubs.
call it, I'm
I
dead.
would be there in my scrubs. I first qualified first aider. As terrifying as that sounds and work, I have never actually had to give first aid because I only volunteered for it to get the day off work. And if someone did collapse in front of me as a qualified first aider, I would run a mile. So they wouldn't know what I was doing.
Yeah. There's a lot of lawsuits going to happen if a company has Rain Man here as a fucking first aider.
Well, as a qualified first aider, it is my professional opinion that a coma patient would not be wearing contact lenses for 19 years in a coma. Especially
He went to specs.
Especially a rural kid. He should be wearing glasses like any self-respecting, short-sighted person.
No, why is he wearing any kind of visual aid if he's in a coma?
That's my point. It should be because, it's an oversight. It's an error.
He must have went to Specsavers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or Specsavers came. Those Specsavers came to Gatlin and came to him while he was in the coma and say, "Yeah, I mean, he might be an evil little bastard with 666, strangely named after his name, the title of the film, but at the same time, we're professionals and we're going to have to look after him. So there you go, Wisey. There's a pair of contact lenses for you." On the NHS, even though the NHS doesn't exist in America. Or neither does Specsavers.
Yeah, well, the people in the States would get that. Specsavers is like Pearl Express or Vision. You know, you guys, you get the jokes.
Yeah.
Just replace Specsavers with Pearl Express or whatever's going on over there.
Yeah.
They got the same kind. They got the same.
Oh yeah. But I'm just we don't have to explain every joke. Don't worry.
No, we probably have to.
Well, some of them anyway.
Yeah. Anything that has to do with Carry On, fuck's sake.
Well, we're here to educate as well as critique. Every day's a school day on Citizen Freedom.
So, Hannah, this is what misleads me. So Hannah is walking around because she's stupid. How do you go to a small town to find your birth mother? There's pretty much nobody there but like teenagers. You met a Bible thumper, fucking creepy guy. You meet a terrible sheriff. You go to a hospital and it's run down. It looks like something from Dawn of the Dead.
It's a mental asylum, basically, for all intents and purposes.
There's cobwebs everywhere. It's dark. There's no lighting. You meet the doctor the doctor who runs the facility says, "Get the fuck out."
Yes.
She decides, "Well, thank you, but I'm going to look around more." So she looks around and she walks into the one room, which is beautifully taken care of, in Isaac's room. And he is right now, he's in a coma. And she touches him. Don't know why she touches him. Doesn't make any sense. I don't go to fucking the Royal and go walk around a coma patient and start touching them.
Yeah.
But
you get arrested
she touches him.
for a start.
No kidding. So she touches him and he wakes up. Her touch was so powerful.
It's heavily suggested that she has some sort of psychic powers, Carrie-esque psychic powers, which actually ties in with Nancy Allen. But yes, but they're very specific psychic powers connected to basically the Children of the Corn and Caitlin. And yes, basically her touch awakens him. Again, that also sort of suggests that he may be her father. I don't know. It's not properly explained in this film. It is just suggested.
Yeah, nothing's properly explained. Well, kind of like David Lynch stuff.
It's different.
Well, which piggies back on why your boy's in this.
Sheriff Gable.
Yeah, Gary Bullock.
Yeah.
That's why he's in this, to give that Lynch feel, because we have no idea what the fuck's happening.
Well, it's certainly dreamlike at times, this.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's perfect comment. Because what's with the dreams and the slow motions?
It's all to do with this aesthetic. It's meant to be haunting and atmospheric.
No.
And
it's time. It's runtime.
Well, it's very possibly as well. Extended runtime, slow things down a bit and have an extended dream sequence that makes no sense at all. But basically,
Exactly.
yeah, the reason she is here and the reason she won't leave Ghost Town is because she's desperate to find her birth mother, which even as a viewer who's only been sitting in this 5 minutes knows it's Nancy Allen.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat. God, I love to see her because I had a big crush, and I still do on Nancy Allen. She's aged beautifully, and she's such a talented actress. Always loved her. Blowout is my go-to for her, and so just cute and talented. And to see her in this, soul destroying, soul destroying.
The problem is, I don't mind. I have no issue at all with somebody like Nancy Allen or anyone appearing in one of these sequels or anything, whatever. The problem is, you quite clearly can tell that her her heart is not in it. She does not want to be there. She is not trying, and you can see she's almost like you can see by her expressions that she's almost like squirming and cringing, especially in the scene later on where she's basically tied up and being tortured by Poundland James Dean.
The reason they do this, and you're right. I mean, a lot of people think actors make 40 million a year, like like the Marvel actors who are way overpaid for being in fucking green suits.
Yes.
And these actors work their asses off, and they go to Comic Cons. They make more money doing Comic Cons, and I met a couple of them, and they're such humble, nice human. They're so nice and so appreciative of their fans. They make more money doing that, and the only reason they do a film like this is to keep themselves relevant, so horror fans know they're still around.
Also, you have to pay the
And
rent.
so
Yeah.
and then that too, and that's why they charge for an autograph. I get that. I don't charge. I mean, I don't get big A-listers who charge for autographs. Fuck you. You're making 60 million. I'm not paying to get your autograph.
Peter Capaldi, whenever he played the Doctor in Doctor Who, from what I gather, he is one of the very few of these actors that refuses to take any money for an autograph or selfie. So good on him.
Yeah, you don't. No, I get no, but I'm reversing that a bit. I'm sorry. I was going a different direction. But there's actors like Nancy Allen, Stacy Keach, and I'm not calling these actors out at all. This is me being humbled of why they do it is because they don't make the money that these people get now. They grew up in an era where you didn't get royalties.
Yeah.
You got your paycheck for Carrie, you got your paycheck for Blowout, you got your paycheck for RoboCop.
That was it.
You didn't have that. It's not about that. You're not producer of your film and you get money left and right. So their second living is doing the autographs.
Yeah.
100%.
Naomi Watts.
And I'd pay. Give me a second. I'd pay to get a picture with Nancy Allen in a heartbeat because I know it's going to her and she deserves it. Period. It's these A-listers that are charging fucking extortion prices. Fuck you, is what I say to them.
Sometimes it's
That's
their
the
management
difference.
and stuff, but yes, they would have a say as well.
Oh no, they have a
would
say,
say.
period.
But yeah, I mean, no, I get it. I mean, and Naomi Watts, obviously, she went on to big things after her Children of the Corn series appearance, but she was paid $5,000 for that film, and that was it.
That's my point.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, people think they see these big salaries. Guys, those salaries aren't that big from the average actor.
Yeah, like get real here. In real world terms, not everyone is a Hollywood A-lister with, I don't know, servants in their mansions and stuff.
Yeah, it's very rare you see that.
Yes.
There are a small few. So just because they're on the big screen doesn't make their living.
And you have to keep working. Yeah.
And I won't call out other actors or anything like that. It's just because they've earned whatever they're going to do and they get the money they can. But yeah, there's a reason why they charge.
Yeah.
And you know what? Go for it. I paid just to get my picture of a few actors and talk to them and stuff. And you know what? I do it in a heartbeat again.
No problem. And by the way, anyone listening, if you ever catch any of us at a convention, we only charge 20 quid for the selfie. So,
Fuck you. I was going 50.
50. But what can I say? I'm a humble guy,
No. 50 quid for the cool guy. And then the gimp gets 20.
All right. And see the so-called cool guy, you can then make a print off of the selfie with him and throw darts at it. Put it up on your
do that
wall.
now.
Yeah.
All right, back to this piece of shit. So Hannah was born in 1978, October 31st. And she goes to that gravesite, which unmarked, it's not, we call it an unmarked grave, I guess you can say. There's no name, but it just says born
There's no body
78,
either.
October 31st. Well, Leatherface died the same day, kind of. And we see Rachel there. And Hannah's like, what's she doing here?
This is a bit odd.
Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
We haven't put the pieces together here yet?
Yeah.
And I love how she goes to that hotel and she's so poorly mistreated. What's her name? Megan?
Yeah, and who's in a relationship with Isaac's son?
Yeah, Matt.
Yes.
Matt, he's about 17. Megan is about 16 or something. This is, I'm going with this. And they run a hotel and they're fucking each other. So when we find out Matt is the son of Isaac, is it Megan? Is she sure it's Megan?
I can't remember her name.
Is it Rachel? It's Rachel.
Rachel would make...
No, Rachel's the mom.
Right, okay. I do know that basically all of the names in these Children of the Corn films are biblical names. So, yeah. She works in the hotel. Girl who works in the hotel, we'll just call her.
But she's very rude. But no, there's some things that do work. The movie's terrible. Morgan's her name.
Morgan, right.
And so Matt and Morgan run the hotel. And so when she goes to check in, Morgan's very abrupt and rude to her. And I never got that, but I do get it now because Matt is the son of Isaac, plot twist. And Morgan is pregnant with Matt's kid. And Morgan's got to give up Matt because Matt's got to fuck Hannah in this whole ritual. And that's why Morgan is dismissive of Hannah.
Yes, she's in the know in terms of the cult. By the way, there's more playing with the canon here, as with all the films, where it is now okay for adults to be in the cult. But yes, she is basically pregnant with grandson of Isaac. But at the same time, I don't know, Isaac mustn't be too happy about that, or the cult mustn't be too happy about that, because they want to impregnate Hannah as well. Because maybe it's because of her psychic powers or whatever, and she will be the chosen one.
That's what I don't get. I don't get it because Rachel means nothing to Isaac.
You mean Morgan?
No. Rachel, the mom.
Right, yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, Rachel and Isaac were just besties.
Yes.
All right?
Okay.
And she got pregnant by the husband. The husband turned 18. As the ritual goes, you kill the man when he turns 18. He's dead. She panics, chucks off Hannah to an adoptive family.
Yeah.
All right? Why is Hannah so special, though?
I don't... Well, this is why, for me, it feels like it's suggested that she is basically, she's like a seer, or like a prophet, like Isaac. So that suggests to me that Isaac is actually her biological father.
It's not. No, that's clearly stated. Even Isaac says it.
Yes, I know that, but I know it's stated, but he could have been lying. So
no, it's stated. He says it. I killed your father.
Well, it would have made more sense.
Stated.
It would have made more sense.
Yes, it would have, but this fucking piece of shit that we're talking about, oh my God, 40 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to have to speed things up here.
No, fuck, I don't give a fuck. Actually, most of it was about other stuff.
Yeah.
So, okay, so there's a ritual, and so they need Hannah to fuck Matt. All right.
Yeah.
And they brand Matt with, like you do with your cattle. You brand them, and they got Hannah. They grab her, and what happens is Morgan understands what Hannah's going through, and so she grabs her and saves her.
She has a change of heart
from these.
Yes.
Yeah, she has to change her heart. So she's going to protect Hannah from these people.
And then there's motorbikes
and so on. And there's a big big chase scene with motorbikes and stuff, trying to be like Lost Boys-esque.
Yeah.
Not going to work because you're not the fucking Lost Boys. You're not even close. So fuck off.
Aesthetically and in general terms, it actually reminded me a lot of the Lost Boys too, the tribe. But that's not a compliment.
Well, they're both shit.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. They're both shit.
Yeah, it's not a compliment, like I say.
So Hannah escapes. Gabriel takes her away, and we'll get to that scene in about a second here.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan gets caught, though. She self-sacrifices herself. Pretty much the only one who gets the arc here is our girl.
Morgan, yeah.
Morgan. And Matt is asked by Isaac, "You're my son. You need to kill Morgan," and he won't do it. Rightfully so. Actually, he gets a pretty good arc too. These two are actually, if you had to pick anybody, these two are the best characters, Matt and Morgan.
Well, they're probably the most sympathetic characters and
Yes,
the best written characters.
Yes, and that's we're using best written characters very loosely.
Stretching things a bit. Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so when Matt, he's getting the whole sickle or the scythe, whatever you call him,
Yeah.
and he's got a cut in the face, and he won't do it, rightfully so. Isaac's like, I'll fucking do it. And Morgan goes, go fuck yourself. You go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Is it Morgan or Megan? It's Megan, not Morgan.
You were the one corrected and said it was Morgan. I was happy to run with Megan.
My fucking thing went, it's Megan. Did you say Megan?
I'll be honest with you. We've recorded this twice, and it's been a few days since I actually watched the film. So I was.
It's Megan.
I was quite happy.
My apologies.
I was quite happy to run with Girl in the hotel, but we went through.
All right, my apologies.
Right. So Megan.
So Megan gets cut in half. Horrible shot. Terrible shot. Terrible shot when she gets cut in half. And Matt ends up killing himself, self-sacrificing himself because he doesn't want to become part of the cream corn. What the fuck is going on here?
I was going to make a pun there, but we'll not go there.
Yeah. Why not?
Well, I mean,
What's the pun?
There's a lot of cream corn going on here in terms of what's happening. But anyway.
Wow, that's terrible. Terrible. Anyways, but yeah, so Matt kills himself. Megan's dead. And after, it's so funny because when they're being chased, when Megan saves Hannah, you got, the sprinkler systems were going on for the corn, right? And they're all getting soaked. And Gabriel saves. At this point, we all know Gabriel is a badass, bad guy. And he embraces Hannah and gets her all warm. And she's like shivering. But then it happens. The greatest love scene in film history.
Yep.
She's freezing to death. So what do? You take her off all of her clothes, and you take a hose that's from the barn, by the way, which is not temperature controlled. It's going to be ice cold.
It's going to be freezing.
And you pour it on top of her.
Yeah.
And she starts giggling. Ha, ha, ha. And she's bathing herself as the water glistens her breasts.
Yeah.
And then she goes, your turn. This is after the massacre of Megan, who self-sacrificed herself to save Hannah. But there's always time for yum time.
Well, any time that in the past that I've been on the run from a killer cult and just seen people sacrifice their lives for me and stuff, the first thing I want to do is get a sexy shower and giggle while I'm having it.
Then she's like, your turn. And then Gabriel starts going, ha, 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 as he's being poured on the cold water. And then they fuck. And it's done in like slow-mo and blurry. Oh, and it does. It feels like a naked gun.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's just like, it's this soft focus, almost soft porn, but it's like, it's cringe.
So the ending, the whole finale, when Hannah, the clueless twat, figures out, oh, Gabriel's bad.
This is when it really goes off the rails to me.
Yeah, she starts feeling her mom's pain because Rachel's now being whipped by Isaac.
Yes.
So she could feel the pain that their mother and daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, mother and daughter. And she goes down there, and Isaac goes, yeah, you're an idiot, blah, blah, blah. Isaac's the worst villain in the movie history, I think. And then Gabriel shows up and goes, listen, you fucking idiot. I'm really the badass. So he asks Hannah to touch Isaac. And like she did in the beginning, to wake him up. And you don't have to kill him. She says, I won't kill him. He goes, just touch him and I can take it from there. And she goes, I'm not, and she won't do that. She won't even do that. And then Gabriel ends up killing Isaac. And very anticlimactic, by the way.
If he could do it anyway, then why did he even ask her?
Yeah, why did he ask her?
I don't
to
know.
touch him.
I suppose it was to give the character something to do at this point, but it was unnecessary because he kills him anyway. So I don't really see the point in even asking.
So when Hannah finally stabs Gabriel, and Gabriel helps her finish it by the sickle or whatever it is,
Yeah.
Sith down his stomach,
Scythe, yeah.
and he dies. They leave, and the movie, and then but he makes the comment, the seeds have already been sown.
Yes.
So does that mean he impregnated her at the barn, and that's why he's okay to die?
Basically, it's suggesting that if in the 7th film they had followed it up, which they didn't, that's basically she's up the duff to him. So there you go. So
Please explain what you just fucking said. What the fuck are you just saying?
the duff. Have you never heard that? It's a British expression for being pregnant. Basically, it's not a particular.
That's so crude.
No, it's not crude. In terms of
When you say up the duff, you're saying up the vajayjay.
no. It's just an expression. It's not considered.
What else does duff mean when you say up the duff?
No. It means you're up. It just means you're pregnant.
Okay,
Right.
but why is it up the duff?
I don't know.
Do you understand what I'm saying? It is up the vajayjay is what you guys are saying.
Whatever you're taking on it, but I don't know where the expression.
No.
originates.
There's no other way to take it.
No.
There's no other way to take it.
No,
You
there is actually. It just means that you are. Well, but I mean, it could be. I mean, fair enough. I mean, this is not countdown. I am not.
You can't give me.
I am not.
You can't give me an explanation.
Because I don't know the origin of the phrase. This is not Dictionary
the
Corner.
duff.
This is not Dictionary Corner on Countdown, the famous British quiz show. I don't know the origin
Okay,
of it.
Duff in the U.S. is a Duff beer by The Simpsons.
I know that. But I mean, well, put it like this: while it may appear crude to your ears, it is a commonly used expression in the UK, and it is not considered particularly offensive compared to other expressions. It's widely used, and it would be widely used, right across the board, in terms of demographics and ages and stuff like that. But while it may indeed, if you really examine it, be quite crude, it's not considered crude.
All right. Fair enough.
But anyway,
that leads us the Children of Corn Revelation. By far the worst.
it's not good.
This is terrible. It's directed by Guy Mager. Who gives a fuck? It's the first one in the franchise that has full frontal nudity. Well, female nudity. Well, that might get a pass.
Well, I mean, what with the stripper character? Yeah.
Tiffany. Her name's Tiffany. Have some respect.
She's the best thing about this, actually, I would say.
She actually, by far,
quite a
I've watched that.
Quite a sympathetic character as well. I know
she's actually the one who's the most decent of anybody in this entire film.
And she's
a hooker stripper.
Yeah,
she's got a couple jobs.
She likes to keep busy. Good on her.
Couple jobs.
Yeah,
get it?
Yeah,
jobs.
Yeah. You should start a Carry On.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, stop with the Carry On. That's like 12 times.
Right. Well, yeah. But anyway, no. She is the most likable character here, and not because she gets her kid off. Although that helps.
What the hell is that? Kid off?
Kid clothes.
Oh, outfit.
Flip me. What is this? Is this like an English lesson here?
No, but kid, they're not going to understand what that means in the States.
Clothes.
Kid. Yeah. People in the States, I let you know. A kid. Like if you, let's go sports. If you want to buy your favorite team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right?
Yes.
You want to buy the new uniform that year, you call it a kit.
Yes. We call football kits and stuff here. Yes.
Yeah,
but the expression is get your kid off. That means get naked, which she does here. Now,
get naked, have yum time.
Yeah, well, have a bath anyway before Corn God comes and gets you and kills you, which is a bummer.
Terrible.
It's always a bit of a bummer.
Terrible. She's got a great bum.
Well, maybe that's why Corn God came after her and got her in the bath and killed her.
He who walks behind the rose.
Yeah.
Wants a little yum.
But he didn't know how to do it properly, so he ended up inadvertently killing her. in the
So
bath.
what you're saying is he ended up stalking her.
Oh, boom, boom. Yeah,
Damn,
basically.
that was a good one.
Basically. Yeah.
Boom, recognize.
Mhm.
Fucking classic. That is the best joke of this franchise.
Right?
Stalking her,
Yeah.
corn stalks.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Right?
Looking for a new co-host. Anybody wanting?
Wow. That was a bit random.
Uh, just good material.
Yeah.
Good material being wasted.
Yeah.
All right, we got Jamie, played by Claudette Mink, who gives a fuck. Armbruster, played by Kel Casey, who gives a fuck. We got the priest, man,
Michael
just
Ironside.
like Nancy Ellen. I know, Michael Ironside. I love you, man, but we talked about it. We won't go over it again. Jobbing work. You keep yourself relevant. You just go and do what works. And actually, in all fairness, Michael Ironside and Nancy Allen are both known for their horror films, so I get it. So good on you, but you're wasted. In
He's
this.
barely in it for a start, and you can sort of, it's
Yeah.
pretty clear that he filmed his scenes in like half an hour. But
Same thing with Nancy. Same thing with Nancy Allen.
he does almost like a caricature impression of himself in previous roles. He does his Michael Ironside thing. He snarls a bit, but the character does feel shoehorned in, like a last minute thing, because they've got a Michael Ironside. Although with
Oh yeah, this movie was filmed already done, and then they asked him to come on for a
it does
day.
feel like that.
That's exactly what happened.
It does feel
Same
like
thing.
that.
Same thing with Nancy Allen.
Yeah, it does feel like that. But basically, there is a sort of suggestion that main creepy kid later on actually survived this revival tent fire back in the 60s and is him, but it's not elaborated upon.
Okay, well, I figured that one out. I think. So we got the rest of the cast is Jerry, Stan, the two fucking kids, and Tiffany.
Yeah.
Tiffany pretty much is eyes and ears with this film. Yeah, here's the problem with this film right away. The way it's shot.
The aesthetic.
It's done in close-ups. Yeah, it's done in close-ups.
I would say as well
And
that there's but
but let me finish real quick. Let me finish. I had to watch this film. It took me a while to watch this. It's an hour and 20 fucking minutes. It took me a couple of days. I had to get back to it. I was getting headaches because the cameraman is talentless ass clown. Whoever the DP is, don't give a fuck. You're a talented ass clown, and it's all close-ups, and you get a headache. And he couldn't focus enough to put everyone on the screen, and it just blurs. It just not going to work. And terrible. Of all, I will say this about this franchise so far. They've been competently somewhat shot. You know what I mean? There's some beautiful shots with cornfields, and obviously that goes without saying. If you got a beautiful setting, you can easily shoot something. But the camera was steady. It wasn't a Blair Witch kind of moment here. And this one is just literally amateurish shooting with the camera.
I didn't have so much issues with that. The general aesthetic, the general look that you got a lot on made-for-TV films and also TV itself back then in the late 90s, early 2000s. That I've always disliked that aesthetic, that sort of soft focus, overly glossy look, but also with like this sort of made-for-TV score that's very unforgettable as well. There's just something about that era that did that a lot back in the late 90s and early 2000s, and I've always disliked that. But it's so I didn't really have issues with the shooting itself. I could sort of get over that. I had more issues with the general flatness of it, the dull, like the previous one. They're terribly dull, and it's if I wasn't focused on what was happening or forcing myself to focus for the sake of this podcast, I would be distracted just generally. I'd be bored.
It's the whole presentation in general. You can clearly see the fog machines. It's on some kind of set on some kind of vacant lot.
Yeah.
They say it's in Omaha, Nebraska. It doesn't take place in Gallup. It's Omaha, which is a major city. And they have these backdrops when they're on the rooftop of the apartment complex of a city. Let you know that, we're in Omaha, but it's terribly, terribly executed. Just the whole setting is so, you're either in the apartment complex or you're in that little convenience store with that little corner.
It's very
It's almost like,
restricted.
and then they have this, and then you have the sheriff's department, which is full of extras and so forth, and colorful and bright and actually
And the
competently
detective
shot.
is an absolute dipshit, I have to say.
Yeah.
Helps her. Basically, the story is main girl's granny, who she's close to, isn't answering phone calls, so she goes down to see her. Granny's disappeared, but it turns out that years before, Granny was part of a child corn cult revival thing. It was like a mass suicide thing, fire. She survived it. She shouldn't be alive. So creepy kids are back as ghosts, and they basically force her
Well,
into
no, I
an
mean, there's
unintentionally
more to it.
hilarious. I'm giving the backstory just. They force her into an unintentionally hilarious jump in front of a train moment. I was pissing myself.
Yeah, but but it's more. I was about to say deeper than that.
Oh, this is just the backstory.
But yeah, I know, but that's giving the movie too much credit when I say deeper. Yeah, you're right. It's not a suicide.
No, she's forced by ghosts.
No. Wow. I can't believe you're not getting the plot here. I mean, this is a piece of shit. Come on,
the
Trevor.
ghosts of
No.
the
So
corn
here's
kids.
the story. There's this condo complex being built, this big new fancy condo complex. And the reason they were going to build this condo complex in this area where the grandma is because years and years ago, there was a cult there, a Children of Corn kind of cult. The police were going to raid it, and the kids decide, we're going to set the place on fire. You're not going to take us alive. They all die. Technically, I guess you could say a suicide cult.
Yeah, it is.
The grandmother survives. So they're going to build these condos on top of that to get rid of the memory of the dead kids. So the people in the apartment complex or any other town folks who come, it's a new ceremony. I think the raising of the harvest, whatever the fuck is going on. It's the anniversary or something. So they start sacrificing the tenants of this apartment condo complex where this tragedy happened and some other town folk. And every time they kill one of them, the corn grows blossomer or whatever. And one of the ghosts of the children who died in the fire come back to life, technically. That's where we're at.
Yes. Basically, yeah. Whenever they do essentially chase, for want of a better phrase, these ghost kids, the grandmother out in front of a train.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's actually the most exciting scene and funny.
Yes.
I know it sounds sick as fuck, but it is funny.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah.
Throw a mannequin in front of a train. Got it.
But so basically, whenever this journalist woman comes to see her grandma, she's dead, but she's still searching for her.
But she doesn't know she gets. And it's so funny. She's like, you go to this apartment complex, which is a fucking shithole. It's all 30 days eviction, and they're going to bulldoze the whole place. Omaha is going to destroy it, get rid of it, because it's an eyesore. And you have all these quirky characters and so forth. You got the belligerent Tourette's wheelchair guy. You got the
stoner
Tiffany, you got the stoner who's kind of runs the place. You got the pothead who has a gun. And then, that's kind of it. And then, but she can't, she told the landlord, I tried to call my grandmother, but she's not picking up. Well, your grandmother doesn't have a phone. She's got to come down to the office.
She has to be missing 24 hours for them to investigate it, he says.
Yeah, it's blah, blah, blah. But here's the funny thing is she's got Wi-Fi.
Oh, well, and this is 25 years ago as well.
So, yeah, how the fuck does she have Wi-Fi? If they don't have a phone line, we'll say AOL maybe. How the hell they even have that?
She does have a phone. She's just not answering the phone because she's dead. She's tearing bread.
No, she doesn't have a phone. No. She has to. If she wants to call her grandmother, she has to call the lobby. And John, the fucking, is it John or Jerry?
Don't care.
He's got to take the message.
Yes, I know, but it does suggest that there is a phone line in the tenement. So therefore, she will be able to use dial-up, but that's not the issue because the laptop is unconnected to any dial-up. It's just sitting there hands-free type thing. So
Yeah, and she's got a Palm Pilot.
maybe some magic Wi-Fi from 2025 or something now, or 2026, the current day. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
It's terrible.
But it's the least of this. I can run with magic internet compared to some of the others. The general sort of
The problem is
stuff going
people
on.
watch the younger generation watch this going, oh yeah, they won't notice it because they don't realize what time this is.
Yeah.
What year this was filmed. So they'll just go with it like it's just Wi-Fi.
Like people always had Wi-Fi. Yeah, type thing. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, it doesn't make sense that she's able to send emails to her. She's a journalist, to her boss or whatever. Yeah. But
They're two fucking albino kids. The fuckers from the corn.
yes.
Which is these two fuckers, they kind of caused all the havoc and all the deaths when they chucked Jerry off the window, which is just such unrealized and stupid. And the dumbass, our lead, Jamie, keeps walking around seeing these fuckers, right?
Yeah.
She sees them in the store. We meet the store owner, and she gives them a quarter to play a fucking video game, and they're all into it because it's killing.
And that becomes their line that they say through it, which is kill. But that's where they first learn it, from playing the zombie game, the video game.
Yeah, House of the Dead.
Yeah.
And so she'll leave the store, and one of the kids will show up right in front of her, even though the kid was just in the store a second ago. And she's like, that's odd.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that this woman has given, I would have fucking left that building in 2 seconds. Fuck you, Grandma. I'm leaving.
It's not even. She could have just left the police. I know Detective Dipshit, but what you have to remember, and I'm being fair here, that a lot of this film takes place over a short period of time, like 24 hours or 2 days at the most, whenever actual Detective Dipshit decides to actually come and visit her again and then ask her out for a date, because that's what you always do as well. Whenever your life's under threat from like a killer cult, you're trying to arrange a date with a hot journalist. But yeah, so basically this film does take place over a short period of time, a day or two. So I can sort of get her hanging about for a day, but generally once the police actually decide that they're going to do something, you'd have been out of there and let him do his job. And it's pretty clear that something bad's happened to Granny.
The minute I got there and I spent 4 hours, I'll be like, Grandma's dead, I'm done.
Well,
I mean, clearly that's the way it is. There's no other place she'd be.
Once you start getting sort of weird vibes from like all of the rest of the tenants in this tenement, and not just that, you've got creepy ghost kids knocking about, you've got a detective who doesn't want to know, you maybe want to explore other avenues and not stay in this rundown, dilapidated shithole, which is randomly planked in the middle of a cornfield.
No. Cornfield never existed. The only reason the cornfield is there is because they're sacrificing people. And every time they sacrifice somebody, the corn grows.
Still corn there, though.
I know, but they're not. It's only there because of the killing. So it wasn't there initially. So I understand why the con was there.
Still a shithole. Anyway,
it's still a shithole.
Corn or no corn.
But don't attack it for something that it hasn't done.
Right. Okay. Right. But anyway, so you're in this.
Let's talk. No, listen. Let's talk about the most important scene in the film.
Go ahead.
Tiffany.
Right.
She's got two very good scenes. One where she's changing to get ready to be a hooker stripper.
Yep.
As she's talking to Jamie. And then the bathtub scene, which could have been really good, but I think terribly wasted, as she's being drowned by corn stalks. How the fuck's that even possible?
Because it's a magic corn god. It doesn't have to explain itself or its sense. But I actually think, I mean, if you had to take something out of this film that is the best of it, this is probably the best scene.
Oh, no. The man in the wheelchair is the best half.
Well, I mean, it's all right. Well, actually, the granny's death's quite funny for all the wrong reasons. And
no, the store owner. I do like when she goes
ahead.
I do like, when she goes into the store again, the convenience store, where she met the two albino creepy fuckers.
Yeah.
And she walks around and the whole place is kind of dismantled. And the only thing really taken is the candy, which I do like that. I do like that little, because it's kids,
don't see
and
his
then she
death.
sees the head.
You only see
she
you only
sees the
see the
head.
aftermath, which is the decapitated head.
Well, that's actually good makeup job.
Oh no, it is.
Looks like the guy.
It definitely is.
Yeah. So
It,
but
I wanted to see it
I'm trying
happen.
to give. Well, we're not. There's no way they could afford that. They couldn't afford a backlot of a studio.
Well, I don't know, but we don't see it anyway. But it is a good prosthetic decapitated head.
So that gets a pass.
Yes, I was glad to see the stoner getting it. He was so annoying.
Well, he got chucked out the window. We know that. I mean, off the roof.
No, yeah.
Are you talking about
but
that?
out of all the
Nobody
deaths, I was
cares.
glad to see the back of him the most.
Actually, they're all annoying. The Tourette's fucking wheelchair guy gets chucked off the fourth floor.
Yes.
Then you had the gun guy, the gun toting, who's protecting his vegetables, whatever he was protecting. He has a heart attack, which was kind of a cheat.
Yeah. Well.
So when the priest finally shows up, the priest Michael Ironside, he actually adds nothing to this story.
Well, exactly. It goes back to my theory that they had most of this shot and done, and then they realized they could get Michael Ironside for a day's filming, so we shot the scenes quickly, and then they shoehorned it in. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it feels like it.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because we find out that the Gran was targeted. She was having visions, kind of like Jamie was, to go back to the cornfield where the cornfield was. Gets the condo thing. She gets killed. And then the parents, we find out by Jamie, were killed in a fire.
Yes, her parents.
So they're long story short, anyone who survived the fire that those kids sacrificed themselves on cannot survive. So Gran survived, she dies. The parents, the chain reaction. So the kids of the Gran aren't going to survive either because
they weren't meant to be born.
Their family tree needs to be
trimmed. Yeah.
It needs to be a stump.
Yeah, basically, the granny, as a child, was supposed to die in the fire. She didn't. So this has messed up the timeline, and she shouldn't have had her children who had their daughter, the main woman here. So basically, it's creepy ghost kids trying to reset the timeline and delete not just the granny, but also her Why did they kill? Hold on a minute. That doesn't really make sense if her parents were killed, because unless her parents were brother and sister. You know what I mean? Why?
No. Well, no. You're wrong. Because that's right.
They killed her parents.
Because no. Let me. I'll tell you why. All right, this is 6 years ago when the fire took place. Right. Yeah. The Gran left. She fucked somebody.
Yeah.
Right. Had her mother. We had Jamie's mother. The mother then grew up and
got married.
Had Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's just cutting off the food chain.
Yes, I know that, but why would they kill her father as well? Because they're evil.
Well,
her father wasn't a blood relative.
Well, no, she would be. He would be because it's his juices that caused Jamie to show up.
His juices. Well, no, he could happily have stayed alive, and it wouldn't have affected the timeline.
But they're not guilty by association.
Yeah, no, they just did it because they're evil, and it was like, well, why not kill somebody else at the same time? But I'm just saying it wasn't necessary. I get why they're trying to kill the granny.
The poor father.
Yeah. Well, I get why they're trying to kill the granny, and also the mother and the Jamie. Is that what you call her? Yeah. I get why they're trying to kill her, but Jamie's father didn't have to die. That was unnecessary. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, part of the pun. He planted the seed.
He got her up the duff. Yeah.
Wow. That is so crude.
No, it's
I can't
not.
believe you think that's normal.
In your mind, because you don't get it.
Crude.
But in a British context, it is not crude. But
yeah, everyone in the Americans like those Brits are fucking pervs.
It's not crude. It's not crude. Considered crude here. So tomato. Let's call the whole thing off.
So let me ask you this: we got He-Man, Amish kid,
yes.
E-Man. He looks just like He-Man. So fucking funny.
Prince Adam, we'll call him.
Well, no, it's Abel. He's the leader guy,
he's Prince Adam, because that's who He-Man is before he's He-Man. So we'll just call him Prince Adam. By the way,
I saw the trailer. For the new He-Man. That was good. I can't.
No, I don't know.
I can't.
We'll give it a miss.
I'm gonna enjoy it. But anyways, he's the head of the cult who died. So he's He-Man Abel.
Yes.
And he shows up, and the young girl, the twins, whatever they were,
Yes.
right? The albino kind of kids. And they've been stalking her the whole time. But
Yes.
again, pardon the pun.
Mm-hmm.
So is the girl her grand?
That's what I took out of it. That it's basically
She takes the hat.
it's basically the granny's dead after comedy train crash. Right, the granny's dead, but she's come back as a ghost, but as a ghost of her younger self.
Okay. So she only manifested once Gran chucked herself in front of the train. Then she come back as young ghost Gran.
Yes, but for some reason, it's never really said that.
Who's the boy?
He's just one of the other kids who were in the revival tent in the 60s that went on fire. So basically, yeah, but it's sort of, yeah, if it is ghost kid version of the granny, then it appears that in this universe that you can be a good person in the real world, but once you become a corn ghost, then you're evil. You're evil.
This is in this. This is going
Fucking
way
hell.
too long.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Talk about convoluted.
Yeah. Let's just move on. This is way. Oh, fuck me. Our original recording was 1 hour and 20 minutes. We're not even.
What? Look, why don't? Well, I mean, who cares if even people say this? Because we have overrun so much. Why don't we do the 2009 remake on the next podcast?
No, get it done. We're here. Fuck you. We're not doing that. We're getting it done. Fuck you.
I need my dinner.
We're
I need my corn.
I got a little pizza. I got
corn. I'm corn on the cob.
Corn on the
and tin corn.
Oh my God. I just thought about this.
Go ahead.
You should fucking have a hard on for these franchises. Why? Well,
Gorman
I'll just say it once. Cream corn.
I know Gorman Bosia. Do you know what that means? Gorman Bosia.
No.
In Twin Peaks the various spin-offs.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I said cream corn.
Yes.
I made fun of you during. I just listened to our Twin Peaks Fire Walk with
the
me.
evil spirits in Twin Peaks are basically like drug addicts. They survive on pain and suffering, which is also known as Gorman Bosia, which takes the physical form of cream corn. I was actually going to reference that earlier when we were talking about cream corn and Twin Peaks.
I can't believe you haven't done it at all, but I did.
Yeah.
I'm classy
it's
like
because
that.
You're such a big Twin Peaks fan. You know?
Yeah, fuck
Gorman Bosia. Yeah, the pain and suffering.
All right. So the whole thing is they start putting out the little ghost bastards.
Yes. More of them come.
Start putting on they put the gas on and all the ovens. And they're gonna blow up the place. And it's so funny. She decides she's gonna start it first, so she throws a flame into her apartment, which is, and it blows up.
Safest thing in the world to do.
Fucking complex. That whole complex would have blown up with her
100%.
with her doing that. Because so why does it blow up in her apartment? She runs down, the detective saves her, they run out of the apartment complex, then it blows up.
I am not a scientist, as I was saying earlier on, I'm a first aider. I'm not a scientist, which is a form of
You're not a first aider. Let's get that out of the way.
I am a first aider. I'm a qualified first aider. That's a fact. I've never had to.
He's not, people. He's not.
I passed the course. I don't give a shit what anybody says. It's saying that if I actually ever had to deliver first aid, I would run a mile. But that's beside the point. I a qualified doctor, but I am not a scientist. But I am pretty confident that if she have blown up her apartment in the way that she did, it would blow up the entire tenement. Like properly, like everyone would die.
So not only are you a first aid
doctor, yes,
qualified,
doctor, yes,
you're also a firefighter.
No, I'm a physicist.
Fucking idiots, what you are.
And a doctor.
All right, so after the detective saves Jamie from the exploding condo, now we're going to take a little break from Dimension. Now, Dimension, the original producer of Children of the Corn, wanted it for one off, which I kind of like. He wanted to tell the original Stephen King tale, and that man is Donald P. Borcher. He's actually quite competent producer. very popular Beast in the 80s. Beastmaster was a big hit. Vamp is a big hit. And of course, the original Children of the Corn. And so he wanted to take it and tell the true story. I kind of mentioned on the original podcast with Children of the Corn, where there's no two kids, new Disney ending where they're going to adopt the two children and go off.
Well,
and,
I read the Stephen King short story for this particular podcast, and I have to say this 2009 version and it has some flaws in my opinion, but it is very, very close to the original story by King. And
that's what I was saying. I mean,
including,
what I said,
including, I would say,
in the original, let me finish, please. In the original podcast, I said what hurt the original was they should have kept true to their source material, where both main characters get it. There's no way out of this. And that's the way it should have been. You want to make it dark, not this Disney-esque ending that they gave it, which did make sense. Doesn't kill the film, but it surely doesn't help it.
Yeah, and I would say that the dialogue here, especially in the first 2/3, with basically the Vicky and Bert in the car, is direct from the story. So it is extremely close to it.
Yeah, Vicky is a terrible character in this film. She's a vile human being, and she deserves everything she gets. King wrote this. The film takes place in 1963. The 1963 part is very quick. It's them, young kids, sacrificing a pig. You have this young actor giving a speech about how their parents, it's during a drought, and they need food, they need income, and how the parents are neglecting them, and they kill the parents to become more resilient than become more resilient than the parents were. So they grow the cops themselves, and they take over their town. It's actually a very nice opening scene. That's 1963. And then we cut to quickly 1975, which is clearly 12 years later. But it takes place, like the original one we talked about, that was 1980, 1981 or something like that.
1980 and 1983, yeah.
Okay, and then you've got, and this is 12 years later, focuses more on the Bert, who's a Vietnam vet, which works really well for me because he knows first aid like Trevor.
Well, yeah.
he knows how to fire a gun. He knows how to assess the situation. And these all play out in this film. And Vicky, he's just a hateful human being. And she does everything she gets. And it kind of could be this movie's downfall. However, we're not going to make much jokes here because even though we're tearing this franchise apart and we're having a good laugh, this film does, like you said, Trevor, plays it dead straight, like Stephen King's novel. And it's got some very dark tones to the point where cringeworthy, but we'll dive deeper as we talk. Children of the Corn, 2009.
Yes. And like Bert, I've also been in Nam, Sidnam, and they spell fast.
You're a fucking idiot.
Fucking
idiot. Yeah, I know. You probably had in your notes going, "Oh, come on, sit down,
sit down, yeah.
Come on, sit down."
Which is ironically probably worse than Vietnam during that war. But
anyway, there's more UK listeners we're losing now,
and the Americans who don't get it. Yeah.
Like, okay, we're done with both these assholes. We got David Anders, who plays Bert. Very kudos to him. He steals the show. Candice McClure plays Vicky. Malachi, played by David Newman. I do enjoy him, but he's never going to replace our boy Courtney Gaines. And Isaac, played by Preston Bailey, who's fucking horrendous. Now, this film got a 3.8. A lot of these films got a 3.8. This one does not deserve a 3.8. This is an easy, solid 5 for me.
5.5.
Yeah, even if not more. So, like the original, we open up. They're in the car, driving through the corn, going to point A to point B. I think he's a Vietnam vet. They're looking at getting divorced, but they're looking to go somewhere to get maybe counseling.
And in the original story, they're going to either his or her brother's And it's basically a trip to try and the real reason for the trip is to try and patch up their marriage. They're on the brink of divorce. Their marriage is collapsing, but they're on this trip to try and patch it up. And that's very much the vibe we're getting here with this version.
If I was Bert, I wouldn't even bother. Now, this is not against the actress, Candice McClure. This is against the direction or the writing. She's a vile human being, guys. The things she says to this man is, I was cringing. I'm not kidding. I was like, this is, you don't say. See, this is what King was doing, and rightfully so. King was writing stuff relevant of the time. And 75, Vietnam was wrapping up. Soldiers were coming back, and soldiers disgracefully were being spit on and hated on. We talked about that was First Blood with John Rambo and how he was treated. Same concept, but King just throws it at you hard. And the things he says to this man is soul destroying, and it's not funny. It's not. Oh, it's not.
It's nasty.
I was uncomfortable.
Yeah, but it's meant to be.
It's
Meant to
nasty.
be. And
I know. I get that, but you took me out. I wanted her dead, and the only problem I had, and the reason I say that, is saying I want her dead, is because when she does die, she does, based on the book, you don't care, and that could be a flaw. They need to pull back her dialogue. Because anyone who's going to watch this, and please do if you haven't seen it, it's quite good. It's not the train wreck we've been talking about. Like I said, it's away from dimension. It's disturbing, and that's the way it should.
For me, the actual, the arguing couple, basically Bert and Vicky, I can sort of run with it because that happens in real life, and it is relatively well played.
No. You would not say this stuff to another human being.
People say fucking worse shit every day, all the time. Much worse, couples especially.
Are you?
Yeah, or arguing couples. Absolutely.
The things she says he did to the things he did to women and children. She accuses him of.
You must have led a very sheltered life because bickering couples on the brink of divorce say a hell of a lot worse things to each other. But so. What? I'm serious. I'm being completely serious.
Oh, fuck off! I mean, she says we'll put a pin in that.
Yeah.
So he hits the kid like they did in the original, right? And she's just going off on him. You fucking Vietnam killer! You fucking raped and killed children. You cut off women's tits. Blah blah blah. And he finally has to slap her to shut her up. He had no choice. I mean, Jesus. This woman was saying things to him that were horrific.
I know, but people say stuff like that.
Are you saying that's the same thing that happens every day on a standard divorce?
Yeah, and worse. It certainly can.
Cutting off women's tits.
I'm not saying this. They're going to say the same things, but obviously not because it's a different context and a different couple. But people generally in the real world, especially couples on the brink of divorce, say horrendous things to each other. Not just couples on the brink of divorce. I'm talking. Go on social media, see some of the shit people say to each other. It's I could buy into this actually that they are a couple on the brink of divorce, and she is looking to push his buttons and say nasty stuff to him, and so I can believe that, no problem.
Okay, well that kind of piggybacks on my comment. You even said it. She's there to push his buttons. You know what? She did, and she pushed mine. I wanted her gone.
Yeah, well,
you do. You do. Okay, Trevor. At least you can say she deserved what she gets.
The point, sort of. You know what I mean? She's sort of set up as being like you said as well. It sort of hurts it as well because you have a lack of sympathy with her. So when she does get,
that's what I'm saying. They needed. That's why they needed to pull that back.
Well, it's very accurate to the original story.
Or at least that's what they should have done. She says the horrible things to him when she hits the kid because she thinks he killed the kid. He killed the kid. He ran over him, right? Then she shows her, listen, the kid's throat's been cut.
Yeah.
Very well realized. And she finally goes, oh, okay. So she's a little more grounded now, a little more sympathetic. She understands the situation.
Yes.
And like, okay, you could have cut it off there. Now they got to bond together. They put the kid in the trunk. They're going to go to Gatlin because it's the closest place to find some help and call the police, whatever. She's on board with that. That's great. The first thing, the minute she gets out of the car, she fucking tears into him again. And horribly, horribly tears into him again. Right back to where we were in the beginning. It makes no sense.
It does actually make sense, and I'll explain why.
It does. Why?
Because she's becoming hysterical at this point because of her fear and also her, well, basically the dead kid in the back. So on top of this and all of the stuff going on with her husband, she is basically lashing out at him and being even worse. I'm not saying it's pleasant to watch, or if it happened in the real world, it would be pleasant to be on the receiving end too. But in many ways, it is a believable reaction to everything that has happened up to this point, what is going on in their lives anyway.
I would have, the minute Bert went into that cornfield to investigate where the kid came from and he finds a suitcase, I would have chucked her right in the cornfield. And I go, hey, why don't you stay in here for a little bit and I'll be right back. I would have left.
I would have, if this was a real life argument, like for me, say for example, I would have went to the nearest town.
You and I?
Oh fuck! Well, yeah, we'll look it down that route. Yeah, I'm the sort of person that lets people. I'm the sort of person that lets people go crazy, rant, scream, all that there, and then it's okay, dead on. You've had your rant. I'm going to play it cool here, but bye, see ya, and just cut them off completely. But obviously, that would be a very short film and not a very exciting one, you know. So
I just think they needed her character to be a little more sympathetic to what.
It's very close
Bert
to the original
trained.
story, but they could have reined it back a bit.
They needed to, because you stories are different. King's very dark and dramatic, rightfully so. That's why some King's work doesn't work well on the big screen, because some things need to be pulled back. You need to focus on sympathetic characters. You've taken her out the way she's treated him. So that is a massive faux pas. And you almost need a happy medium between Linda Hamilton and her. You didn't get that. And
well, they went the other route completely.
It's no big
with the
yeah,
Linda
exactly.
Hamilton and Bert in the 1984 version, where they were too nicey and in love.
They were too Disney-esque.
Yeah, exactly. And in love
and
happy.
Yeah. I wanted a happy medium.
Yes.
Let's put it that way.
But I mean, it wouldn't, you know, it's only a fictional character. Who gives a shit? Ultimately, it's not important.
Well, no, you do give a shit. You say that it's only fiction. I'm not sitting there saying I hate the actress, blah blah blah. No, I'm talking about the fictional character.
Yes,
you got to be sympathetic to these characters in order for this to work.
But I'm not going to take it personally.
So why do you say I don't give a shit? It's just a fictional character.
But
you should give a shit because you want to.
In terms of,
I know it's not real. It's fictional. We said that word 3 times.
In terms of this story, they could have dialed it back a bit. This version of the story.
Yes. I don't get your fictional comment.
Because I'm not going to be like properly upset about it, you know?
I'm not upset about it. I never said I was upset. It's just you've taken us out of her character now. When she dies, you don't care.
Okay.
Oh, wow, Trevor.
What my original point was before we went down this route was that my biggest problem with this film is not this aspect of it, but actually the Amy's kids are, apart from the Malachi version here, who's quite well played, but although he's no Courtney Gaines, the kids here are quite frankly not good, and they are in no way creepy or sinister or anything. They look like they've just stepped off an Amy's catwalk, basically.
Amish.
Yeah, well, Amish. Potato, who, let's call the whole thing off. But
up the muff.
You sick twisted perv.
Up the duff.
Oh no, you had a Freudian slip there. You had a Freudian slip there. You twisted, depraved person. I'm disgusted actually. But
oh, carry on, mate.
But yeah. Oh dear.
Okay, let's move ahead.
Right.
You respect Vicky and you understand why she does what she does.
Love
her. And you understand her belittling a soldier coming back from a terrible war like Vietnam. You're okay with that. That's what you just said. That's
I believed it though. Anyways, I believed that a character
I will say this. I'm going to pick it back on that. I didn't believe her at all. She was so over the top.
There are people like that and worse. But anyway.
Yeah. Did he be in prison or this fucking shrink ward?
Right. Well,
The same shrink ward that was in
the last one, 666, Isaac's Return.
no, the 666.
Yeah.
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 So when they get into town, and he leaves her in the car, he's going to check on the church, going to
Yeah.
church, and then this is where she gets it, and good on her, she gets the shotgun off, kills one of the kids, little fuckers. But Malachi and the team just ambush the car, and she gets it. She gets killed by Malachi with the machete.
Yes.
And he comes out. And what I like about this sequence, and I mentioned earlier, I like the fact that he fights back. He knows combat. And I do like the fact, the one thing I didn't like with the original, no peril, really. And, well, the kids get slaughtered here. He cuts the arm off, or a compound fracture,
Takes a knife and
pops the bone out of the one kid's arm, and then puts the knife in the one kid's throat, and then he fucking runs. I do like that. The movie would have played really well. Malachi was fine. I thought he was pretty good. But what I didn't like was Isaac. Nothing like we had from Sean Franklin.
Frankly, completely unconvincing.
Yeah, it was like watching a Brady Bunch kid play the role. It just doesn't work.
No.
But I do like the film is told in 3 acts. But again, that's also its downfall. The movie's about an hour and a half, and you've got 3 acts. You got the beginning sequence of the corn hitting the kid. You got the second sequence where they're in the town. She's in the car trapped. Then you got the third sequence where he's trapped in the corn the rest of the film. And the problem I have with it, they needed to implement something else. I know you want to stick by King's source material. Kudos, I respect that. But you need to pepper in something else. They did that with the original Children of the Corn by putting in those 2 little dipshit kids, and it doesn't work. But here they could have done more. They could have given us more about Malachi, because Malachi, we know, but they do actually give us a little bit about Malachi. Malachi is a youngin', is pregnated his girlfriend, and they find out that he's due to be sacrificed when he turns 18, and she's not happy about it. Those little side stories could have worked more. I like the tension. With Isaac and Malachi we had in the original. We don't get that really here.
In the short story by Keane, the tension and the conflict between Isaac and Malachi isn't in the original story, but it works very well in the original film from 1984. Yep. We don't get it here again, maybe because it's sticking too close to the story. But yeah,
they have one sequence after
it's brief, but
Bert takes out 2 of them. Yeah, it's nothing. Isaac's terrible acting says, "Why'd you let this man go?" and blah blah blah. It's like, it's just an argument, really. There's nothing about
and the whole sort of realization of Isaac here is just whenever he's delivering the speeches and stuff, it's like it's just not working, and that's a big issue for the main horror elements of what are supposed to be the main horror elements of, if you're going to do a creepy kid film, you got to have the right actors. You got to have creepy kids, basically. But and even the previous ones, I know they haven't worked in many other ways, but at least they had creepy kids here. These are the least creepy kids out of the entire franchise so far.
Creepy kids are easily found. I mean, God, you get that original kid from the Omen. He would have been fucking perfect.
Right, well, exactly. There's Village of the Damned from the 1960s. So there's, if you're going to do a creepy kids movie, you gotta cast the kids right.
Fucking Miko Hughes.
Yes.
At his prime would have been good. You have these kid actors. They're out there. This is just lazy to grab this kid. He's probably fucking the son of a producer or something.
These kids look like they belong in some sort of advertisement or something, something nice and squeaky clean and all that sort of thing. Not running about cornfields stabbing people to death. So it's the biggest issue here for me, and it kills it.
I don't think it kills it. I'm not going to say completely. That. I like the end. I do like I said, I like the 3 segments, but they're a little elongated. But they need to pepper something else in. But I do like the cornfield sequence, and that's the best scene to me. It's where there's some nice shots where he runs in the cornfield to hide from him or try to escape, and the kids can't go into the cornfield to chase them because they need permission from Malachi or Isaac. And we see a scenario where they give them permission and they go in. And then when nighttime hits, they have to leave because they don't want to disturb the corn at nighttime. Because
I do like the suggestion here with this one that he who walks behind the rows isn't real, and they're actually just full of shit. I do like that, where it's sort of suggested, because we don't actually see he who walks behind the rows in any way here, and there is that sort of heavy suggestion that it's nonsense. They're just crazy. The kids are just crazy.
Well, that's digging a little deeper. I can kind of see where your comment there, because what I really like is when he's running around, the kids are chasing him during the day.
Yeah,
he's having flashbacks at the same time. He's seeing the Viet Cong. He's seeing his fellow soldiers, and you can see him trying. He knows he's not seeing what he's supposed to be seeing. He's trying to differentiate what's real and what's not. It's actually a very nice sequence. This ending sequence is okay for me.
Oh, I know,
and that piggybacks on what you let, and that piggybacks on what you're saying. So, and it's working really well for me. And then they leave because they can't hunt him at night, and he's just sitting there alone at night in the cornfield, right? Then you cut away to a sequence I can't believe I'm saying this, should not be in the film. It's very disturbing, very creepy, and out of place, to be honest with you. So keep in mind, when you talk children in the corn films, these kids are 17 or younger. That's fact. There's no way around that. If you're 18, you're getting your head cut off.
Whether you like it or not.
All right, that's just the way it is. So we cut to as he's trying to figure out himself in the cornfield. They're having a big dinner, and which is fine. I'm okay with it. It's like Witness on steroids. They're all having dinner.
Yep.
Witness with kids. And by the way, is Witness one of the best movies ever? Harrison Ford's best performance. Then they go to a church, and they have this church where they're going to see two young kids fuck each other. And what's creepy about this sequence, it's, well, quite frankly, graphic. And when he's fucking her, she's loving it and orgasming, and this is in the film. I'm not trying to offend anybody. And what's worse about it, the little kids, we're talking,
are they in the on cheering it?
We'll say 7 or younger, literally run up to the altar to watch them. And there's one kid in the middle clapping his hands, jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Kind of like me watching my first porn.
What? No, so the scene,
that was funny. Come on, Cherry, just ruined a good moment. Okay, whatever. But anyways, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not only that. Aside from the general creepiness of the scene, I mean, clearly the two main actors are over 18 who are playing the main ones having sex. But the real creepiness factor is the fact that this is being orchestrated and being watched over by an 8-year-old or whatever age Isaac is.
Yeah.
But also you've got all the other like really young kids egging it on and cheering it on. Right, okay. It does feel a bit like it's been written by Jeffrey Epstein. But aside from that, aside from the sheer creepiness and weirdness,
I did find out. I'm going to cut you off. I did find out Isaac and Malachi are in the Epstein files.
There you go. That doesn't shock me. But yeah, but aside from that, it is a very unnecessary scene. It does not add anything to the plot or the story because it's not in the original story. But it's already been established that they are a community, a cult. Whenever they're having their stupid dinner, and they all look like they've come out of the 1800s. So that's already established. So we don't then need the stupid and quite frankly graphic and weird kids having sex scene.
Yeah, it took me out, and it's unfortunate. I mean, the reason I bring this scene, the reason I brought up earlier about cutting the 3 stages we talked about a little, and adding their own creative idea within this Stephen King story. This is what they chose.
Yeah. Well,
a sex scene between minors. I know they're adults, and then kids watching them doing it. It's like, what?
There's no need for it. In terms of the story or anything, it's just like, what the fuck? Obviously, no one was really harmed and stuff. but playing out as a fictional scene, you're thinking, what is the point in this? What does this actually achieve?
Yeah, it's ugly, and ugly doesn't belong here. You can be disturbed and you be creeped out, but
It's
ugly,
unnecessary. It's
come on.
unnecessary.
It's unnecessary.
Uh,
Yeah, you could have given us some. You could give us more. We saw. I mentioned the Malachite, his girlfriends, and she's pregnant. He's got to be self-sacrificed. Give us a scene where he's having doubts about, self-sacrifice himself when he's about to have a child, and Isaac saying, "Go fuck yourself. You're going to have to do
Yeah.
it." That would have been a more. Give us
proper
3 minutes of
drama.
that
That would have
dialogue. I
been
taken that.
like actual sort of drama in terms of these two characters,
Yeah,
which we did
yeah.
get a lot of in the 1984 version.
Exactly. But they didn't do that. So we get back to the day shoot when they're going to go back and hunt him, and he's still in the corn, and he ends up in the middle of the corn, and he sees Vicky all, like we mentioned in the original Children of the Corn. She's got the corn stalk coming out of her eyes and so forth, and then he finally kind of loses it. Now, we did this podcast before but we lost the audio, and that's on me, but it gave me time to reflect on what you just said a second ago. This man's going through PTSD. He doesn't know what's real and what's not. He finds his footing and he sees Vicky, but then he sees Vicky kind of come to life. It's kind of like he's out of it. So he sees her kind of, oh, you're going to come sacrifice yourself.
First Nation type thing.
And then we see the wind and then we see him crawling backwards, and we don't see what's coming after him, but he just screams. And then we cut to the kids in the middle of the field again. And then we see his body has become what Vicky's has. He's a skeleton.
Alongside the Blue Man.
Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Exactly, like next to the Blue Man. So that kind of piggybacks on what you said. Well, I don't think what happened was real. I think what happened was they took Vicky, they literally kill her. We see that, and they put her up like a mannequin, and it's a scarecrow. But with him, because of his PTSD, we're seeing what we think he's seeing. Everything is coming full force at him.
Right.
He's got his PTSD from Vietnam. Plus now he's got PTSD from what's going on in the cornfield and all this other crap. I don't think there is a bigger demon.
Nope.
I think it's just him, and then he gets caught by the kids. And
Basically,
whatever.
in a nutshell, there are no supernatural elements. He has PTSD, and the kids are crazy. The end. Basically.
Yeah. Which I actually go with. I'd rather have that.
Yeah, it works proper, more dramatic terms, I think.
Well, let's put it in your terms. It's more folkish, more folk horror.
Well, Southern Gothic. What can I say?
Oh, Southern. Oh, Jesus. Okay, Southern Gothic. Jesus Christ, we got it. But all right, you know what though? I'll say this: this one isn't bad. This isn't bad. This is not deserve a 3.8. 5, I'm happy with. It's up there with the original. Actually, if I could take some of this film and put it in the original, and take some of the original and put it in this film, I'd be happy. So right now, those two are neck and neck. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Okay. So, 3 more to go.
Fuck. We're getting there, guys. And I apologize for the delay in this. I got to get this fucker edited. I'll get it out because I know you're all jonesing for this hour and 45, 50 minute, whatever it
Mental.
is, podcast.
Mental.
Now, we go off the deep end sometimes, but fuck, isn't that the fun part of a podcast? You kind of just go off the beat. Like, you guys, you've been following us for a long time. You know where we're going to go with it. So just lighten up, you bastards, because we got to watch some shit. That's all I've got. We're going to end this one really quickly, like right now. Take care of yourselves. We will chat soon. Once we end, the last podcast is coming up with the Show in the Corns. Then we got Scream. I'm looking forward to it. And we go in a different direction. You guys take care of yourselves. Thanks for listening. Have a good night. Or day, whatever.